It is so lovely to see you. It's been such a long time. It's been a few months, I think, I don't know, 8, 9 months, something like that. Some of you have actually legitimately been messaging me saying, are you all right? Is everything okay? And I'm thinking, did you not see what I was talking about a few months ago? I was doing a film. A lot of you helped me produce a short film, and some people have even been like, whatever happened to that? What was that short film that George was making? Did he even make it? Did he just take the money and run to Las Vegas? We'll never know. Except we will. I made it. It's done. Basically, there's still a few things there's still soundtrack to do, but it's basically done. Do you want to see the trailer to the short film that I produced? Well, here it is. Here is the official trailer to From Here to There.
It's a teleporter!
What?
I built a teleporter. It can essentially take us anywhere on the planet.
I think I'd like to go home.
You don't believe me, do you?
Of course I don't. Casper, you're acting like a bloody idiot.
Port and starboard is, magnetically speaking, a real thing. There's a connection between the poles and the gravitational core of the planet. You can transport matter from one place to another. You can, in fact, teleport from here to there. If we hold hands, there's more chance of being in sync with each other's kinetic energy.
The last time our hands touched, everything blew up.
Okay.
It is not coming soon. It's coming sooner than you think. In fact, it's coming out, being released on the 25th of December. That's right. It's going to be released on Christmas Day. We're uncertain which service is going to distribute it, which service you can buy it off, but either it's going to be a streaming service in which you'd have to sign up for the streaming service, or more likely you'd have to buy it. The highest price point it's going to go to is $4.99, so $5. That's the maximum amount that this film is going to cost, and that's probably just to buy it. To rent it, it will probably be a smaller amount. So yeah, you can buy the film for $5 when it comes out on Christmas Day. But for all of you who contributed, you don't have to do that because you'll actually be sent it for free. You'll be seeing the film for free on actually a month earlier when it's premiered. So I've got 8 wonderful, awesome winter designers here. Some of you have seen me talk about before. A couple you might not have done. So let's start with number 1. So let's start with one that I've talked about many times and loads of people have talked about, and that is Emporio Armani Strong With You Intensely. I've talked about this for many times, but it really is like becoming a Fragcom darling, and I don't think I was there sort of at the inception of that, but I feel as though I've seen this fragrance through thick and thin, and it's just wonderful. Nutty, chestnutty, vanilla, caramel. It's absolutely wonderful. Bit of toffee in there as well. Quite a hefty amount of toffee actually. Absolutely stunning, wonderful. Paints a real great picture of this time of year. In Edinburgh here, it's actually quite pleasant. I might actually be sitting out here for, I might get myself a few candles and do a few videos here. It's actually really lovely. This is the garden, basically, out here. In this weather, where it's cool, it's overcast, see a little bit of blue sky and sunny streaks, this is wonderful. This is fantastic for casual wear. This could very easily be somebody's signature scent. Next one is this is Spice Bomb Infrared. This is probably, yeah, this is my second favourite Spice Bomb, definitely. Obviously Spice Bomb Extreme is great, but these are fragrances that I'm trying to go for kind of must own. So that's going to be the snazzy clickbait title in it. Oh, you know, a autumn, winter top. Yeah, these are sort of more casual fragrances that sort of anybody could wear, that anybody could reach out to. This is very kind of beginner-friendly fragrance list. Spice Bomb Extreme is fantastic, but it is a heady, blast, spicy ginger and cinnamon vanilla cheesecake. This is the Spice Bomb DNA, but actually really toned down and quite balanced. If you're somebody who didn't like Spice Bomb, as I didn't, I found Spice Bomb, the original, to be quite cold, to be quite antagonistic. This warms it up, has a little bit more of the cinnamon in there, but has a few sugary, sweet designer elements. This reminds me a little bit of Pure XS by Paco Rabanne. Really nice. So I would definitely recommend that you check that out. The next two are from the house of Hugo Boss. So obviously I've talked about Absolute many times, but I'm really leaning this year to Private Accord. I really love Private Accord, and I think that now that I've turned 30, I'm not 50, leave me alone. Everybody says that when I turn 30. Oh wait, you're only 30. Sod off. You know those kind of like, we have Lindor here, the brand. Don't know if you have that where you are, presumably yes, but they have like their Lindor dark chocolates. They have their 75%, they have their 90% chocolates. This is like biting into a 75 or 80% dark chocolate in the beginning, also a little bit of coffee, and then it glides into a very, very well balanced, well honed designer beast. This gets a lot of compliments, this gets a lot of attention. There's no reason really why it wouldn't. It's got all of the familiar elements that we're very accustomed to here in Western perfumery, and it's just an absolute banger, and it's just designer-tastic, will get you compliments. Another Hugo Boss here, and that is Boss Bottled Intense. Timmy Bangtang Imagine Tent really turned me on to this. This is really autumnal, really autumnal. It's kind of like an apple pie. I'm actually going to be making an apple pie from scratch very soon, and I was thinking of reviewing this with the apple pie. And it's not just apple pies, apples that I've bought from the supermarket. No, this is me we're talking about. I've actually hand-picked them from that apple tree over there. I'm going to bring them in, and that's going to be a lovely video, isn't it? I should actually do that video, but I should get like Killer Frags to edit it, so it's just going to be all like weird apple-y cinnamon nonsense and ice cream. Anyway, that's what this is, really. It's an apple pie, ice cream, lovely autumnal nonsense fragrance, but it's very, very well balanced, very delicate, very beautiful. Halfway through now, and that brings us to this fragrance. This is Ombre Leather by Tom Ford, but right, so I actually own the newer version, the one with the white gradient on here. I think it's Ombre Leather, what is it? Parfum, Pure Parfum, something like that. It's all marketing gibberish in the end, I forget. That one is great, that's very aerated, that's wonderful, and I would recommend that as well. I do own it, but when we were moving some stuff from my parents' house to here, I left it at my parents' house, but I do have that one. I've got the 100 milliliter of that one, very, very impressed with that, very good. Now this is obviously wonderful for autumn and winter, but the newer version goes really well as well, but I actually think that's more springtime, but it gives you a lot more. It is kind of like Ombre Leather, but there's more oxygen, there's more space, there's more room. This one is quite darker in comparison, this one is deeper in comparison, but both versions are fantastic. This next fragrance is a moment in time, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that I own a fragrance from this line now is staggering. The fact that I own a fragrance from this company after everything they've put me through, emotional damages, etc., is staggering. Can you guess what it is? You probably can. Yes, it is from the house of Christian Dior. It is Sauvage Elixir. Fine fragrance, wonderful, has its haters, has its lovers, but I love this fragrance. I think it's really, really good. It's very different from the Sauvages, very, very different. I just want to give a huge shout out to Killer Frags. He did a video about this, I think, yesterday or the day before. Absolutely insane video, mental video, and I think that he explained it and described it absolutely perfectly, where he said it's like 1980. It's like you've woken up on Christmas Day and it's 1982, and yeah, so it's in the 1980s. There's like a amber vanilla scented candle, getting the smoke from that scented candle, and some ladies walked in with lavender. It's a very peculiar fragrance. I know that my good friend Rich Mitch doesn't like it. He says it's just basically Versace Eros rolled into some spices, but I don't think that that's actually completely true. I do have Versace Eros, I used to have Flame, and I have this, and this is a very different fragrance. People are talking about this, and fair play to Christian Dior for taking a risk, for doing something different with the Sauvage line. It was needed, it was necessary. But this is fantastic for autumn, and it is a beast in winter. Projects like hell. This is my scent of the day today, actually, and it's got a lot of lavender, very pungent, with that kind of Sauvage, soapy, designery element just at the bottom. You sort of blink and you'll miss it, but this is a pungent, interesting, spicy, aromatic lavender scent, and it's just wonderful. Next one is this. This is Gucci Guilty Parfum, and I like this a lot. I've dabbled with Gucci Guilty, you know. I've wanted to pull the trigger. I do like it. I think it's interesting, but it just was never powerful enough for me. It just wasn't really sort of enough. There wasn't enough going on, but when they released this, I went, okay, fair play. That's pretty much what I've been wanting. Gucci Guilty, I think, is very underrated as a fragrance. Like, people talk about the genericness of designer fragrances. That's a big topic. But Lex Ellis actually once said to me, okay, George, but what else do you know that smells like this? And it's sort of fair enough. There will be variations of this and ideas that are similar to this, but this is a very, very clean, ambery, almost cereal-like smell. And I've always appreciated that. It is, it's like bran flakes, right? I'm serious, like bran flakes with amber, a lot of sweet amber and vanilla, and it's great. It's very, very easy to wear. And you know, this whole theme is sort of must own. This is kind of a must own if you ask me. If you've never had a Gucci Guilty before, this is absolutely wonderful. Some of the other fragrances from the Gucci Guilty line are really starting to pick up. You know, there's a lot of good stuff that's coming out of the Gucci Guilty line right now, but this one isn't even necessarily my favorite, but I'd say it's the easiest to wear, it's the most user-friendly, and I'm loving it. And now we come to the end. It's been a year. I've talked about this, Dov Laszlo has talked about this, and I simply can't get over it. It's hit me when I first smelt it many years back. Then I finally owned a bottle last year, and I just think this is something else. And this is my signature scent. This is the fragrance that I'm going to be wearing pretty much all throughout autumn, winter. It might potentially be my number one for autumn this year, autumn fragrances, but there is a niche fragrance that isn't on this list, because this is a designer list, that is creeping up there. But this is my favorite autumn winter designer right now. You probably guess what it is. It's Fulgari Man in black. Absolutely devastating fragrance. Wonderful, wonderful, spicy, bold, full-bodied brilliance. I've talked about this many times before. I think I've done a review on this. But yeah, this is absolutely wonderful, and this is must own. If you're a gentleman over the age of 20, get yourself Fulgari Man in black. It is so adult, it is so masculine, it's so confident, it's so striking. Women do love this, men love this. This is the cream of the crop when it comes to designer cold weather, autumn, winter fragrances. And that's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of that conversation. Fulgari Man in black, stunning. It's so lovely to see you. My time is limited with things that I can do. I'm still working on the film right now, and I'm working on another project, actually. It's too early to talk about it, but I want to sort of put that out there. But the main thing is I'm very busy. I'm going to try and upload more Fragrance Apprentice. I've missed genuinely being the Fragrance Apprentice, but please bear with me. I've got a lot on, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, it's so lovely to see you. Hope it's been lovely to see me. Thanks very much. I'm the Fragrance Apprentice.